Taurus. I will now be pulling out a few more cards, first in regards to love and then career, to have a look and see what's coming up for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in these areas. Okay, so let's start off with the love. Let's see what's coming up for you, Taurus, in romance. Okay, there's definitely a situation that you need to justify here. You've got the Justice card. I don't know if this is a Libra coming in, or there's some sort of union that you finally need to give yourself justice or give justice to this other person. So it's really evening things out once again. I feel like in this corner with the World and the Justice card, I feel like order is going to be restored again, because the Devil can represent someone having more power and control and upper hand in a situation than the other. And I feel for you, it's time to take matters into your own hands, and you're reaching for the sword here. So it's obviously something that might be painful or something you fear doing, but something deep down you know it needs to be done. I do want to say for some of you with the Seven of Cups can often be seen as fantasy-like behavior or thoughts, and a bit of scattered energy, but it's sitting next to the Ten of Chalices. Now, this isn't going to apply for every Taurian, but I think for some of you, there's a bit of, it's almost like you've been seeing the red flags, or something hasn't been going to your liking, or, sort of something has really jumped out at you. You've been very observant. The Eye is here, the World card. You've opened yourself up to this. You've opened up yourself to possibility. And there might be a few dark things that have happened in connections or relationships, but you're still fantasizing about having that happily ever after with this person. Now, that's not to say it can't happen. It absolutely can. But I feel like you need to be patient, and you need to wait for this person to grow and change. And if they're not doing that, Taurus, then it changes everything. Okay, then it really means you'll have to come full circle and make a major decision, because there's a bit of fantasy. You're projecting a fantasy, I think, for some of you, or it could be that this person is projecting a fantasy on you. Now, for others, I feel like with the power of new beginnings, with the Magician card, you've got the Ten of Pentacles. This can be solid foundations. And I love that the Ten of Chalices has come up in this respect, because I feel like it points to a happily ever after card. And some of you are definitely getting a reunion. It might be unexpected, and it could be online. It could be through online websites and chats and social media, or it could be that you reconnect face to face. And you can see these lovers sort of, it's like a teenage love. It's like that summer, spring romance. So I love that that's coming up around you. I think for those of you that have been healing from this sort of energy, I think you're now with the Major Arcana card, you're welcoming in a new union. And it's very romantic. You almost feel giddy. And it's going to make you grow, and it's going to make you see things that you hadn't seen before. Okay, could be with someone from your past, or it could be a new person. But I think what I'm seeing here, I think I see two very different scenarios playing out. The first of which I've mentioned, which could be the fact that there's possibly the projection of a fantasy here. You need to make a decision. There could be some manipulation here, and this because the snake emerges from the cup. Okay, and we see the serpent, and the serpent is known. Is known in many traditions to be cunning, and to be very smart, and to sort of be very sneaky. So you might even see some sneaky behavior. Okay, and it's almost like you don't know how it sits with you, Taurus, and you're trying to understand. Use this month to understand how you feel about it, how it makes you feel. If it makes you feel like the Ten of Chalices, if it makes you feel close to this person, or it makes you feel like you're falling with the Tower card. And you've got the serpent here that figures in the World card, and almost like this this serpent-like energy that's actually being cut. And because the snake, the serpent, can coil into a circle, I often see the Justice card when in this particular deck as breaking the cycle or cutting the cycle. Okay, so there is an unhealthy cycle for some of you that needs to end. I think the World card is giving you a world of opportunity for you to go ahead and do that, Taurus. But as I said, the second scenario I feel is more to do with a reconciliation, or finding bliss after a period of hardship or temptation or turmoil or manipulation. And I think you're finally seeing those growth factors. That's what the Seven of Pentacles represents. She's there digging digging the pentacles, watching them grow. She's putting in the hard work here. It's the hard work here, and I think this is you as the pentacles. I think you've been putting in a lot into a connection. I'm just wondering if someone is putting the same back to you, giving the same back to you. And that notion of cycles is also present with the Magician and the infinity cycle. The infinity symbol that sits above his head. But I think a lot of you are coming to that stage where a really powerful union is around you with the Ten of Chalices. And look, some of you, the Justice card can be legalities. There might be a marriage proposal or moving in together because of that bond. And it could happen fairly quickly. Okay, the Magician, the Tower, it's almost like you won't have time to register everything that's happening. But take it slow, Taurus. Let's move on and have a look at your career, though, and see what's coming up, or finances, or creative pursuits, anything around you. But I really want to say in love, someone might be telling you what you want to hear, okay? I do want to say that, Taurus. Please do not shoot the messenger. Let's have a look at career. Okay, you've got the Four of Chalices that's come up in your career. It came up in your journal, so it could be more career that you're contemplating on, thinking about, pondering through. Coming to some sort of realizations or understandings, taking a different viewpoint towards your career potentially. You do have an ace. You have an Ace of Wands, so there could be a destined new chapter in career, a new line of work that might open up, or a new opportunity for you to get moving, get motivated, and put in some hard work. I feel like this quietness might be driving you crazy. Something's going quiet here with the Four of Swords. You can see this figure, and he's sort of knelt down here. The Three of the Swords have either fallen into the snow or they're missing. So I feel like there's something missing in your career or in your creative pursuits, or something you're not seeing. Vigilance is important, I think. And I feel like the Magician is very switched on. He sees everything. And I feel like with the Four of Chalices and the Four of Cups, that connection here, I think it's important for you to be very, very observant. And the Seven of Wands in this particular deck, the imagery is a little bit different. I see it as a bit more scattered energy. Something's very vague. Okay, something's not specific enough. You need to be specific in something here, or you need to really look at it with detail. Okay, something's very hard to read, hard to gauge, hard to understand. So let it sit with you. But the Ace of Wands is here. I mean, I don't know if there's a relocation opportunity for some of you, opportunity to travel, relocate, live in some sort of accommodation here would be the case. The Knight of Chalices is here, and he can represent things that we're passionate about. So I see your passion in something is growing, and it could be something new. It could be something that keeps you quite active. Now, Ace of Wands is a very active ace, so it could keep your mind really active. It could keep your body really active, but it's giving you activity, and I think you need that right now. Whatever this is happening around you in the general, I think this will give you a good break. It'll keep your mind busy. I think it's important, because if you don't, you'll end up Four of Swords. And Four of Swords, I mean, it can be detrimental to our health if we're constantly putting ourselves in this position, Taurus. You know, we're feeling lost. We're analyzing everything. I think it's idleness here, because it doesn't look like, it's more like he's praying and meditating like the Rider-Waite deck. The imagery here possibly suggests that, you know, this person is on his knees. Is at someone's mercy, or he's at the mercy of his thoughts. So I want you to pay attention to that, because an idle mind can often be said as to be the devil's playground here. So I'm wondering if there is in fact a connection between that and work for you. I think work could be putting a bit of a damper on things for you. But the good news is the breaking free of cycles, which is absolutely fantastic, and that new destined ace. And it's so obvious. It's so prominent. I mean, you can see it like from miles away. It's just, you know, something is really clear, a path that you need to take, something that it's really going to jump out at you, I feel. Whether this has anything to do with finding detail or scarcity, I think it's more to do with something becoming really obvious, where you know the direction you need to go. You might be a little bit scattered. Take your time in figuring it out, but it's closely aligned to your passion. Or, you know, you're riding the wave here, Taurus. sometimes we need to go with it. Sometimes we have those good days, we have those productive days. Other days are not so productive. Other days are a little bit slower. We're a little bit scattered, or we let our mind wander. So I just want you to not overwhelm yourself, or not underwhelm yourself either. I think you're sifting through a lot of things, to be honest. Which I think is good, because I think a lot of these times we go through phases. Okay, sometimes we ride the wave of a good phase, a good wave. Sometimes the wave's a bit choppy. But essentially, I feel like if this is what you're going through, could be a little bit more encouraging, and it looks like the sun could really come out then, okay, once you sift through whatever it is that you need to. I will leave it at that, Taurus. Thanks again so much for tuning in.